Okay, let's hope this actually is working. Oh, sorry about that. Almost moved you a bit. Okay, I think this might actually show. Oh, and the light is coming. Wonderful. So, I've actually noticed some new roots down at the bottom of this new growth here. And that's actually the good time to repot Miltoniopsis, which this one is. It's called pansy orchid. I guess because of the transportation, these were a bit distorted, but this one actually opened up quite nicely, as you can see. So, good thing to check when you actually buy a Miltoniopsis. This is actually odd, because normally Miltoniopsis only have one leaf, and this actually has two. If you can see this sort of like little one. So basically that's odd. This has a bit even bigger one. So there is 1, 2. So this suitable, there is actually 2 new leaves on the top of it. So might be that there's kind of like a lot of Miltonias inside of this hybrid. I'm not sure, but that actually might explain why it was in a such good state and why it's so floriferous. I guess that's the word. Yeah, but anyway, let's get this over with. Yeah, so I'll cut the spike. I don't need the spikes, so I'm hoping this will flower soon again. But yeah, there it is. Quite pretty little thing. Okay, you can go over there. And let's see what we got here. Not too bad. I'm actually surprised that there is no that much, or the media is so in a good state. Yeah, it's a bit mushroomy, so it was kind of like going over, but I'm really surprised about this. Normally you see these in like coconut husk. So yeah. Not sure if it's actually going to be a great video. I'm every now and then trying to see how it's actually filming. I'm hoping that I actually saw the new roots and it's not like there wasn't anything. But I'm sure there was like new roots coming out of this one, hopefully. This cordial shape, it does this, the new growth, when it's not getting enough water. So if you see this sort of like accordion shape, it means that at some point it hasn't got enough water, but then it has pushed on those new roots. New leaves. Was there roots or was it only my idea? I'm sure there was like something. Because these get really wrinkly afterwards. Yeah, I'm sure there's like 1 or 2 coming out. So I'm guessing it's going to be quite okay now. Just need to get this off. Oh yeah, there's the block. So these usually, the reason why these usually actually gets really bad is when you look at that block. So it's really, I don't know what it's like this swamp, or what's it called? Yeah. So as you can see, the velamen comes off, so they haven't been in that good condition. And of course there's the sphagnum also. So this might actually make these rot from the inside out. This is quite common with Phalaenopsis. So if you have had Phalaenopsis which has died unknown to reasons, that's probably it. Normal people don't know that this basically, so it's not like common knowledge. They have now noticed that some hobbyists do take off that block, which is in some other plants as well, but with orchids this is quite common. It's actually funny. So this has like a Miltonia leaf formation, but Miltoniopsis flower might be a bit more vigorous than normal ones, because Miltoniopsis usually have only one leaf at the top of the pseudobulb, which is this thing here. So, oh gosh, this is really difficult. So I might actually go and get my tweezers and start removing stuff from there inside of there, and that's going to be tedious, so just a second. Okay, I think I have to stop it for a while. I thought it was there, but yeah, just okay, recording. So these are actually for my aquarium. I'm not sure if these are actually going to be working that well, because they have this, they're a bit bigger than normal tweezers, so I might actually have to go and get some smaller one. But the idea is that I'm going to try to remove all the sphagnum and all this thing away from whatever it is, some sort of husk thingy, away from the basis of this plant, so it might survive. So just hold on a second, I need smaller tweezers, and I'll be back when I have cleaned this up and start repotting, so you can see actually how it looks like afterwards. Now then, I'm back. It had a little bit like these leaves there. I've gotten most of them off, but the thing is, there is like these little bark chips which I didn't got everything off, but the base of the plant is quite clean. There is some stones and some bark chips left. It's really difficult to actually get really down there, but I think I got it. I used like this jet spray to blast it off, so it should be clean. Well, some of these roots are not good anymore, as you can see. They come up peeling. So yeah, but anyway, there is like, as you can see there, hopefully you can actually see, just a moment, I'll clarify it. So there is a little root down there, okay, and at the end of my thumb. So yeah, this is starting to push out some roots, so now it's a good time to actually repot this. And that way, even though I'm going to lose most of these, most of the time orchids do like to just lose their roots. It depends on, some actually have a more better luck with these, but anyway, this actually fits quite well here still, and I like to keep this quite snug. And as you can see, there is 1/3 is bark, there's a little bit perlite, and then sphagnum moss, and I just mix the sphagnum moss and the perlite, and then I just put the bark on. So yeah. I put a little bit bark on the bottom, and then the perlite, and if there is a leftover, I might just like save it or something. I put a little bit too much on this jar, and the way I'm actually getting this into the pot, I hope you can actually see something. No, a bit better. Now then, I just like twirl this pot, and that way, as you can see, the roots have gone down there. So it's quite easy manner to get them down into the media. It's quite full, though, and I'm actually throwing this off. So I just stuck them there. Some people like to be more gentle. Oh, and the reason why I'm putting it this close to the end is because of the growing, the way it's growing, it's coming towards this end, so there is more room for this to actually grow here. But if this goes outside, it might be that I need to already repot this next spring, because I'm looking at my other Miltoniopsis, and I did repot it during June or something, and it's already acting a bit that sort of way that I might need to actually repot it soonish. And as you can see, I'm putting quite a lot sphagnum moss in there. This likes a lot of water, so that's my idea behind this. And I'm twirling this stake. I disinfect and cleaned it up. So, and I used actually on this orchid, it's fizzing still a bit. I used hydrogen peroxide as well to make sure that it's actually getting, there won't be any snail eggs or anything lurking. Especially now that I have just repotted it, and I know it's going to have like really tough time to get over the repotting and actually re-establish itself. So that's the reason why I needed to actually get it to just to make sure, because these with these sort of roots and these sort of plants, they are usually snail infestation there. They are really small. They are like I would say like the size of the perlite, which I have here. So you can, most of the time you can see they are in the bottom of the pseudobulbs. Usually they are in these nooks and crannies in these leaf joints underneath there. So I sprayed like inside of there, and the reason why I'm using hydrogen peroxide, it's actually killing the snails and the snail eggs. Not from me, Miss Orchid Girl, so I cannot take the credit for learning that. She had like really huge snail infestation at some point, so she started using this hydrogen peroxide 3%, and so now I might actually put second spike here. These are just to preventing it to wobbling, because the new root tips are really delicate and they crack quite soon. This actually can it's possible for the roots of these like Miltonias and Miltoniopsis and Oncidiums to actually when they get broken, they can make like multiple new shoots from the roots. So it's not like it's end of the world, but these probably in few days this is starting to get a little bit wrinkly, but I'm hoping that this is going to be quite enough for it to actually push through and enjoy its new life. Yeah, I'll just get something to actually attach this. I need like some sort of like wire or something else. These sort of tweezers, these clamps, how do you call this? They don't act that well with the leaves. It's a bit like it's, well, yeah, but it's like pressing the leaves or joints, so I don't want to like disturb it that way. So yeah, I'm going to get the wire, and then I'm finished. I have this, I just cleaned this up, and I did use this one, but I always wash the pots before I reuse them, and I used we have this thing here in Finland like pine needle soap. It's sort of similar to what Swedish has. There's something like grönsop. So yeah, that's like really good handy thing to actually clean things. So I'm using that one. So here it is. So yeah, that's me reporting. I'm left a bit of this moss and perlite mix, but I know I'm going to repot at some point later on my Miltonias and Miltoniopsis. So I just put this into like a jar or something, let it dry out, and it's quite good to use. Oh, and I did change my gloves. The thing is, there's quite a lot of like it's not that common to have like some sort of like orchid virus or something like that, but it's I just, when they come from just from the nursery or the shop, even though this has been on my table and I have kept it close eye, I still like to like change the gloves and stuff like that. Yeah, that was repotting my Miltoniopsis, which is sort of related to Miltonias, and as you can see, there's quite a lot of sphagnum moss, which is this kind of, but it's just because it's so dry here in Finland and inside of my house, so they do need the moisture. So that's why I'm putting like this. I know that in some places where there is like a really high moisture level in the environment, they're just going to love it, and probably I would just go with the bark and maybe a little bit of perlite there and some little strands of sphagnum, but you just have to figure out what actually works for you. So this is like after 3 years of trying out different things in my own house, this is for my environment. Yeah, so thank you for watching, and I hope we'll see next week. Yeah, I'm going to be a bit, yeah, I actually forgot to tell you. I'm sorry, I'm just like jumping all around, and of course I'm not doing the editing as you know. But anyway, I'm expecting from Schwerter my orchids, and they still haven't come. Oh, well, they are in Vanda, but because of Easter holidays, of course I'm going to get it like tomorrow. My hope is that they have been in a warmer place, but I think I had like some like young plants there, quite a lot. And yeah, let's see. I might try to actually record with this laptop so that you can actually see me unpacking it, so we can just shock or be relieved together. But yeah, okay, see you next time. Bye for now.